Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to another video. Today I am making a 1/6 scale Batman themed diorama. These are the measurements I am using. And this is the room after I have made all of the cuts. Now let's work on customizing. So I'm going to start with this black foam board I got from Walmart and this wood grain contact paper I got from the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is line the paper up and try to match the lines up as best I can so that way the floor has a smooth transition. Now let's move on to the walls. This is my back wall that has my window cutouts. What I'm gonna do is use this poster paper that I spray painted gray to attach to the walls, and I'm gonna attach that using some tacky spray. Hey y'all, I was not paying any attention and didn't realize that the tacky got on the back of one of my walls. So when I laid it on top of each other, they stuck together. It's gonna have to stay because I don't have any more of this color paint. And now moving on to the baseboards of the room, I got these sticks from the Home Depot. I cut them down to size and I put 2 coats of black paint and set them aside to dry. Now let's work on the windows. I found these files on Thingiverse. They were pretty straightforward. I did have to print these multiple times to get the right sizing that I wanted. But assembly is very easy. I would definitely recommend checking these out. The window, it does have the ability to be a movable part. So what I'm going to do is find some way to keep it to where I can move the window up and down for my future projects. But the rest of the window will be assembled using this super glue from the Dollar Tree. I also decided at this point to make some very simple curtains. When I say simple, these were the basic of basics. I added some very thin stick pins as hooks so that way I can easily remove them. And the basic room structure is finished. I added the trim and I also hung both curtains. And then what I also decided to do was place some magnets on the back wall, so that way it was very easy for me to put my TV up. I added magnets to the back of the TV, and I want this to be a removable part because the room will be collapsible. And let's move on to some furniture pieces. This was the first nightstand I printed, but I realized it was too big, so I printed these two. They came out to be very good sizes. One of the handles came off when I was trying to pull the supports off, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the handle and try to attach it back on, or take both handles off and put new ones. Then I next printed some dresser drawers. Now I printed these two because I wasn't sure if I wanted to have one big one or 2 little ones in a room. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stick them together or not. But this is the basic structure. I printed the base of the dresser in black, and then I did the drawers in gray just because I didn't want all the furniture in the room to be just a solid black. So I printed these off like this, and they're pretty easy to assemble as well. Then I decided that I wanted to add a computer table to this room. So again, 3D printed. This print came off a little different than the last print. It did have some ridges at the bottom of the drawers, as well as this white residue from the white print from when I printed my PlayStation 5 console. So what I'm going to do to get rid of these ridges is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife. I'm going to go through and I'm going to get them cleaned up as clean as possible. I am fairly new to 3D printing, so I know with practice, these are going to be easier and easier. Now I'm going to move on to assembly. First, I'm going to dry fit each piece to make sure everything fits correctly, and then I'm going to glue it all together using the same Dollar Tree glue, super glue that I have been using. I'm also thinking about maybe painting the surface of this black as well. And I do apologize, guys. I did think that this was a wide shot of me assembling the gaming chair, but after I got everything glued and put together, I then went back and looked and realized that you got this little itty bitty shot of a small workspace. So the chair, again, 3D print that I got from Thingiverse. I'm going to dry fit everything to make sure I got everything where it's supposed to be, and then again I'm going to super glue everything with the Dollar Tree super glue. Next, I'm going to work on the computer for my computer table. I found this 3D print again on Thingiverse. It's very simple, very easy to put together. This print had the option to where you could slide a picture in and out, but I think I'm going to just glue this down all the way around and then just add pictures on top of it. And I'm going to glue it down using my newly found E6000. Alright guys, so while printing off my keyboard on the 3D printer, I realized that I should have printed the keys on a raft. A raft would give it a base layer before it started building up the keys, and that way everything would remain stuck together in its same position. Because I did it, I now have to put each individual piece on and try to make sure everything is spaced out and glued down properly. But definitely add a raft when you do this. Alright you guys, now let's work on getting this room assembled. I made this bed from a room that I did about a year or two ago. Struggling to keep this skateboard up, I didn't realize that my camera stopped recording. So let's take a look at the finished product. You guys, and that is it. I am super happy with how this room turned out. I think it's going to be the perfect stage for my future doll stories. I had so much fun, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and be on the lookout for my next video. Bye.